right, Jake. Let's go ahead and keep pushing on.
Keep the
Josh
ball
has got to
rolling.
Josh has got to dip in just a few minutes, and then me and Jake
Yeah.
will finish out the last few games.
Yeah, that sounds good. So, I mean, this next game is going to be going against Denver, right? A solid team, a team that I've hated since 2018, right? Uh, but they've always gotten talent. They have a superstar in Jokic. I'm not super high on him just because of his defense, but Jamal Murray, he's a great scorer for them.
He's a
So,
good scorer. Yeah, he's a great scorer.
and then I heard, I don't know if he's right back in, but I heard that MPJ is going to be coming
Yeah,
back in soon for
he
them.
is coming back. I think he played his first game for them, or not his first game, but he came back just very recently.
Right. So this is another team like they're top of the West, or like I think their record right now isn't too hot, but you know that they got the talent. You know that like give it a little bit of time, and they're gonna be able to fix up what they've been working with. This is still practically the same team that's been playing for the last 2 years together. So it's not like they got worse, right? Like that. Who's not on this team from last year?
Well,
Like
so they did lose some of their size, right? They lost Craig
yeah.
and Harris.
No,
Um,
you're talking about Gary Harris?
no, not Gary Harris. Sorry, they lost Craig and then one of their other wings. I thought
Oh, Jamie
What was
Grant.
it?
Jamie Grant.
Grant. It was Grant. Grant.
That's
Yeah,
it.
Grant.
Grant.
Nah, not Harris. Grant. You're right.
Yeah. So yeah, like they did lose some notable size, like you said. Like those Torrey Craig was a solid little wing defender. Same thing with Jamie Grant. Jamie Grant could kind of do like everything on the floor,
Mhm.
at just like a solid little level.
That's somebody who I wanted to go after.
Right. I would
Grant.
have loved
Yeah,
to see
Grant.
Jamie Grant right there.
Hmm.
On our team. That'd have been nice.
I
Yeah.
know. Last year or 2 years ago, I was like, man, let's take any of those guys from Denver, Craig or Grant or Porter
Yeah.
Jr. or Barton. Like they all bring the energy. They all, you know what I mean? Like they got a lot of those guys.
Mm-hmm. They did get a solid little addition in Jermichael Green. He's not a bad four for them. He can probably
Yeah.
space
Yeah,
space a little bit pretty well.
he's been playing pretty what's the word? Like I don't know, when I think of him, he's a little bit more heavy set and he looks pretty small, he looks pretty limber, he was moving really well. I got a chance to watch them play I think maybe like 1.5 games so far this year. Thanks for checking us out, Tony. Have a good day.
Yeah. So I mean, and obviously they still have their vet and Paul Millsap, probably a good old vet for like to hold down, to be a good leader for them. With Jokic and Murray,
Yeah.
I know.
But I
I know.
mean,
Paul Millsap's glad that Derek's not playing.
right?
oh, he put him
Freaking booming
on
it
the
on him.
posters. So I mean, like, so what do you guys think? Like, obviously Jokic and Murray run the show,
Mhm.
and Jokic more so runs like putting people in positions and finding guys. So it's like, I don't know, like, how do you think we're gonna match up? How do you think we're gonna fare?
I would
Jo-
love
yeah,
to.
go first, Josh, since you got to
Yeah,
say.
yeah. I do got to leave in a little bit. I'm sorry about that, guys. But I would love to get the ball out of Jokic's hands. Right. I would want to make Jamal Murray or anybody else beat us because Jokic gets the ball, he backs you down, and there's so much movement around him, and he makes the right pass, he makes the play, or he can score. So I feel like if we just take him out or try to take, if I'm going to pick one of the two to take out, I would like to take out Jokic because he makes so many things happen for those guys. So I would just like to see a good defensive effort and try to slow this guy down and try to make somebody else beat us.
Is it going to be
Even if Jamal Murray
LA?
goes off for a 44? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be LA. It's going to have to be multiple guys. I think we're going to have to come with a double quick and hopefully, and he's so smart, right, that he could make the right pass out of the double. And I'm hoping that we could just come so quick with it that he doesn't, that he just has to give it right back, and doesn't get that wide open pass. But my main thing would be slowing this guy down. Jokic he's too good. He's way too good. He'll pick us apart if we just go one-on-one like with LA. I think he'll kill LA.
Yeah, and you know, we talked about wanting to shore up a lot of the smaller things defensively and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, the Wizards game is like a good tune-up, but then when you come to this, it's like, okay, this is like the complete opposite of the spectrum. This is going to show you exactly what you're good at and what you're bad at in terms of your defensive
Yeah,
efforts,
it is.
because he'll find those holes. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
it is going to be a good test, and I'm definitely like. I want us to show up and to get a win, but like when it comes to like our first matchups against these teams, we're still early enough in the season where I'm like, okay, if we're gonna take a loss, I'd rather take a loss where we're playing well and we learn some things about our squad. Like what do we need to do to beat a team like like the Nuggets. Like when we played Dallas this first time a couple days ago, it was like, okay, you know, generally speaking, we are about like a 7 to 10 point like deficit in terms of where we stand with Dallas. Is like that's like that seems pretty natural for me right now. Like we you know that's the points we have to make up. So it's like, what do we have to make up with a team like this?
Right.
All right, Josh, real quick before we let you go, I know that we have a couple more games, but if we could get you to jump ahead real quick and just give us like out of the games for this week, what is your win-loss prediction?
Right. So I was just looking at that, and personally, I believe we're going to start the week off right. I think we could definitely get back-to-back wins as far as today, tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
and then the rough patch is going to be this Boston and Denver series that's going to be in the middle of the week. So I'm going to go. I guess I'll say conservative, and I'll go 3-2. 3 wins, 2 losses. I'm hoping we could pull out the 4-1. I know y'all haven't talked about Memphis, and y'all are going to get to that. Without me, I'm sorry, guys, I have to go, but I'm going to say 3-2, and those 2 in the middle are going to be the rough. If I say we're going to lose the 2, I mean, we could easily win 2 and then lose,
Yeah.
2 right there back to back. So I'm going to go 3-2 for the 5 this week.
3-2 for the 5. All right, we'll make sure to write that down on our
with the win, with obviously the win on Memphis on the backside of these, and
Yeah.
and, I know, and that's a back to back too, because I think we play Denver, Memphis, like right back to back.
I think it's Friday, Saturday. It is.
So if I don't know, man, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping for 5-0 all the time. I hope we go undefeated every week, but obviously it's not going to happen. I mean, not
Yeah.
obviously.
I think
Who knows? We could win, but
I think 3-2 in a week where you have 2 back-to-backs and you have like you said, two pretty
top teams.
gauntlet games with Celtics and Denver, plus 2 division games in that week too. So I mean it's a tough week. So to go 3-2, I think is a successful week.
I think so too.
Yeah. All right. So then we'll put Josh down for 3-2 for the week when we get to our
Hey, next episode, guys, we got to get that scoreboard up. I'm
yeah.
curious
Yeah,
about
for
that
sure,
scoreboard.
and especially because now we're at the quarter of the way mark.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
quarter.
I want to start to see what our predictions look like. So
Yeah, this will be 5 more tallies on the board. We could throw up there.
yeah, so maybe we'll talk a little bit off camera about how we want to set that up, and then maybe for we'll shoot for having for our next channel, or sorry, our next episode, we'll have like some graphics up or like some kind of visual way to track how we've been doing in terms of our wins and losses for the season.
For
Yeah,
sure,
so
for sure.
that'll be fun. All right, Josh, we'll let you dip out,
All right, guys.
and we'll talk to you later.
Yeah, for sure. Y'all have a good rest of the show, and see y'all guys next week.
All righty.
All right, later, guys.
All right. Cool. All right, Jake. Is there anything else that you want to add for this Denver game before we kind of move on? Yeah.
So I'm on the opposite side of what Josh was saying, and I know this it's honestly gonna be like risky, but like if we ran a way to where like we're just letting Jokic kind of like battle LA or Jakob, whoever's defending him, but then we are covering up those holes and
Mhm.
not letting anybody else get their due, I think that'll be so much better. I think I'm more scared of Jokic's playmaking ability rather than his scoring ability.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes, yeah, like Jokic when he's down low, he gets a nice little fadeaway jumper, but I don't think his ball handling ability is like crazy. He's still a big man. He's still a 7 foot guy who's a little bit slower. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
So
not
so
like
so so if we can make him or tempt him into being more of an offensive threat with the
yeah.
ball in his hands, that will end up helping us out in the long run to stop some of those other guys from getting to stop his passing abilities, right? Is what you're trying to say?
Yeah, exactly. Like if
Yeah.
because I mean I if we lose if we lose a couple of points because Jokic took LaMarcus Aldridge off the dribble at the 3-point line, I can't be mad.
Yeah.
You know?
Now, what if we give up points because you got LaMarcus Aldridge jumping from the paint to contest a Jokic three? You know what I mean? Like, are you
Yeah.
okay? Are you okay with a night where Jokic goes 4 for 4 from the 3-point line, 4 for 6,
Well,
or like
and that's
five
why
for 5 for 7 or something?
and that's why I'm saying that like if Jokic has the ball in his hands, in a sense we let LaMarcus kind of if LaMarcus has to run out on the 3-point line to stay with Jokic, I won't be upset about that because I don't think their attacking isn't as strong as the other teams. You know what I mean? I feel like they're a team that like they really do have a solid little three ball type of notion. Jamal Murray can score. Now Jamal Murray can attack. He can do a lot of things on the offensive end. But I feel like a lot of his scoring comes from him uh like having the ball in his hands and then getting that three ball, like having an open three look after a pick and roll with Jokic.
Yeah, yeah,
So uh like if we can get it to where like yes, it's going to be a little hard to see LaMarcus running back and forth from the paint to the 3-point line just to stay with Jokic. But like if I see LaMarcus up there with Jokic and I see one of their guys cut, I think our guys are solid enough defensively, and this is where our defensive awareness has to take this step up, right?
yeah.
But I think our guys are athletic enough, fast enough to where defensively we can keep up with them trying to attack the basket off ball. To
Yeah,
keep
I agree.
to
I agree.
to keep Jokic from being able to pass it to open looks. I think that's what we have to that's what my game plan would be to keep Jokic from being a playmaker. Just let him do his thing offensively, you know?
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Like, if you're gonna take away one of his things, one of his skills gets him going, and one of his skills gets everybody else going. So if we can try to stop
Exactly.
that, but I will say, like, a big wrench in that is okay. Well, what if Murray and Jokic are just running LA through a pick and roll all day long? You know what I mean? Now you're getting
Yeah,
LA on Murray all night. You know what I mean? And that's
for
not
sure,
that's
for
not
sure. If
really what we
and
want.
And if like if what I said like doesn't work like in those first couple minutes, yeah, we'll do exactly what Josh said, because what Josh said wasn't bad either. Uh let to keep Jokic from being able to score like that, like I wouldn't be too upset about that. But I just feel like if we're able to keep him, like you said, to keep him from letting everybody else have those open looks, then that would be more preferred um than to just see Jokic uh, not go off, but everybody else still have their looks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree. Well, it's gonna take it'll definitely take a team effort to get at Denver, and this is Denver has quickly since we played them in the playoffs has been one of those ones that it's always a circled game on my calendar, because they beat us a couple years ago, but it felt like we were pretty much like on along the same path as them, and so to me, like the fact that they've been living up in that 3 to 5 range in terms of the West, like that is I feel like that's where like the Spurs should be trying to aim for, if that makes
Hmm.
sense. So I like to keep Denver in my personal radar, because I feel like that is a good metric for like where is our ceiling right now, and I think that we could be a team that's as versatile and as I mean, obviously we won't do it in the exact same way, and we don't have anybody from the big man standpoint who can do what Jokic does. But I just feel like as a team, in terms of like where they are in their development of young guys and their mix of vets, they're obviously their vets their vets don't have as big as a role as ours. But anyways, I'm going on a little bit, but I enjoy watching us play against Denver because I feel like that's a good metric for us. So I'm
Hmm.
excited for this. I'm excited for this game.
And I don't think we really talked about it, but like our offensive end, I think the way that we're gonna have to beat them is their guards. Jamal Murray is not the greatest defensive guard. I think their backup is Monte Morris. I don't know if he's getting PT or anything like that, but If I'm not mistaken, he is their backup point guard, right? And he's not a great defender either.
Mm.
So I think our guard play would have to be where we attack them.
Yeah,
Let's
and challenge Jermichael Green and Jokic and Millsap to make plays at the rim. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I would agree. I mean, they probably are gonna have like Bobo out there for a little bit, which that'll be kind of a weird, that'll be a weird thing. And Spurs have struggled when they throw a huge guy in the paint. Spurs have struggled when they don't get that easy lane to the basket of like trying to find that second option, that third option. So.
Yep.
We'll see, but I agree. I think attacking their bigs and attacking is going to be something that we should try.
Mhm.
All right. Anything